A big story we're following, the countdown to this year's historic election. Voters already braving long lines to make their pick in the presidential race. But there are other big decisions for Virginia voters, and we're breaking it all down in just minutes. But first, tonight people in Henrico beginning to weigh in on how students will learn in the next phase of what's been an unusual school year. It'll be interesting to see how parents react. Thank you, Karina. Today, new calls for answers from leaders at VMI. Yesterday, Governor Northam called for an investigation into the school after cadets came forward alleging a culture of racism. Today, we're hearing from VMI. Eric Miller bringing us up to date now. In a letter to Governor Northam today, the president of VMI's Board of Visitors said he welcomed an objective, independent review of the school's culture. John William Bolin went on to say, quote, "I am confident that the reviewers will find that the Institute has acted according to the values that we aim to instill in our cadets." Political reporter Henry Graff will have more from VMI and new comments from Governor Northam today. That's ahead on Live at 5.
Brent?
All right, warm days ahead, I'll take it. Developing now in Decision 2020. We're just 2 weeks away from election night, and millions of voters have already cast their ballots. But for those who haven't, the candidates are starting to hone in on those key swing states in the final days of the campaign. Political reporter Anthony Antoine shows us which battlegrounds could really make the difference. Today, First Lady Melania Trump canceled plans to rally with the president in Pennsylvania. Mrs. Trump decided to stay home because she was experiencing a lingering cough following her bout with COVID-19. Well, coronavirus cases all across the country are on the rise, and Virginia is among 39 states reporting higher case numbers. The health department reports 926 new cases since yesterday, and that brings the statewide total to nearly 168,000. 28 more deaths were also reported, but there is some encouraging news here. The state's positivity rate fell to 4.8%. Let's check in with Camila Bernal now as she tracks where things stand all across the country. Camila, thank you. Free COVID-19 testing is available in Richmond, by the way. It's happening right now at Diversity Richmond on Sherwood Avenue, and that continues until 6 tonight. Free testing will happen again on Thursday and Friday. The info is on your screen there. To register, just call 804-205-3501.
First at 4, a popular and controversial radio host.
Plus, another well-known writer and analyst off the job and now apologizing. What happened on a Zoom meeting that left Jeffrey Toobin embarrassed and suspended? Megan.
Another great.
A well-known cable news analyst is apologizing after what he called an embarrassing incident. Jeffrey Toobin reportedly exposed himself during a video conference with staffers at a New York City radio station. Toobin initially said he thought he was on mute and that he couldn't be seen. Toobin has been suspended from his job as a writer at New Yorker magazine, and CNN says he's taking some time away from that job as an analyst to deal with a, quote, personal issue. General Motors making a multi-billion-dollar push toward an all-electric fleet. A luxury electric SUV called Lyriq will now be the focus of a newly renovated plant in Tennessee. Production is expected to begin in late 2022. Meantime, a popular chain restaurant is doubling down on to-go only service. P.F. Chang's plans to open nearly 30 to-go only stores. The locations will have a much smaller footprint, though, than the typical dine-in restaurant, allowing them to move into more dense neighborhoods. By the way, P.F. Chang has permanently closed several restaurants because of the pandemic.
Accurate. Smith, Brent?
All right, sunshine for now. You can't turn that down. If you're spending more time at home with a teen who's learning to drive, this may give you some peace of mind. Still ahead on First at 4, we'll introduce you to a new piece of technology and how it may help your kid who's getting behind the wheel.
First at 4, what started as a fender bender turned into a deadly shooting in just a matter of minutes.
Well, now several years later, there are new developments in the case against 2 U.S. Park police officers now formally charged in this high-profile case in Northern Virginia. Rachel DePompa is on your side with this update. Now, both officers are free on bond tonight, but they're not allowed to leave the state before their next court appearance next month. In addition to this criminal case, there is also a wrongful death civil suit that is pending in court.
Chronic absences.
Let's turn to Jasmine Turner now. Jasmine joins us live. You spoke with the Richmond superintendent today. Who does this seem to be impacting the most? The presidential election now exactly 2 weeks away, and President Trump is in Joe Biden's neck of the woods today. This comes as record early voting continues. Susan McGinnis has our Decision 2020 coverage from Washington. Actor Jeff Bridges is battling lymphoma. This type of cancer affects the lymph system, and that produces and carries white blood cells. The Big Lebowski star says he is starting treatment, and his doctors believe his prognosis will be good. While he did not specify the type of lymphoma he's facing, the American Cancer Society says the average 5-year survival rate for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is 72%. Survival rates for Hodgkin's lymphoma are significantly higher. The Cameron Peak fire continues to burn 2 months later. The largest fire in Colorado's history grew to more than 204,000 acres Monday. About 1,400 firefighters are on the scene there. The fire is about 51% contained. Check that out. Caught on camera, a 24-year-old man riding a moped now in critical condition after getting into a crash in Rhode Island. But there are questions right now on whether a police cruiser following him may have caused the accident.
Kelly Avellino has the details. First at 4. The last weeks of pregnancy.
Yeah, but one new mom showing she can still keep up with the best of them. We have more on the impressive mile she just ran. First at 4, this week is National Teen Driver Safety Week. It's a reminder for parents to discuss the rules of the road with their kids. And as Dan Shinneman tells us, it's especially important because car accidents are the leading cause of death among teenage drivers. Learning to drive, got to remember those days. Well, Target plans to pay out $70 million in bonuses to employees ahead of the holiday shopping season. Target says this is its 4th round of pay incentives as the coronavirus continues to spread. The company says it has spent nearly $1 billion on workers' well-being so far this year. The bonuses will go out by early November. This is a pretty inspiring story. Video of a pregnant woman going viral after she ran a mile in under 6 minutes, all before her due date. 28-year-old Makina Myler has been running 5 or 6 times a week during her pregnancy. Her trainer says her husband bet her $100 she couldn't break an 8-minute mile while 9 months pregnant. She took the bet and crushed the goal, coming in at 5 minutes 25 seconds. To give you some perspective, Runner's World says the average pace for a woman is to run a mile in 10 minutes 40 seconds.
Simone, Brent, Carla.
All right, Megan, not a bad outlook. Live at 5, just over 2 minutes away.
Carla is here with the preview. Hey, Carla.
Hey, guys.